going on, guys? Sam here. I'm with Chris from miniloaders.com, and we're going to look at this Intrepid Loader. These aren't too new, right?
It's 4 or 5 years since we're in the U.S. with these machines. So,
okay.
Yep.
So 4 or 5 years, and they're pretty cool because of the simple design, and Chris is going to go over that because I don't know as much, but I saw him at the ISA chapter, and I said, hey, we should do a video on this because I like it. So pulled Chris aside, and here we are. So tell us about, let me get this camera off.
Yeah, let's do a walk around.
All right. So tell us about the cool features that set this thing apart.
So this machine really, what this machine really sets apart from the competition, I would say, is its steel construction. Very easy to work on maintenance-wise. So every red panel you see, you can take off. And
so all these are steel.
Yeah, everything
unboltable.
is steel. Nothing is plastic. It's a very solid construction. If you look at the thickness of the steel here, for example, you know, I would say that's at least an inch right there, maybe an inch and a half.
Yeah, I mean, even this little kick panel.
Yeah,
so that's pretty thick.
So the way the hydraulic lines run through the machine, they're not as exposed with doing tree work, for example. Not too many things stick out that can break off. So we really thought through the design of the loader.
Yeah.
Specified it for tree work.
It even comes with lights and stuff, right? So if you have a job running late or an emergency job, you got lights factory installed.
Right. The machine, as you see here, is stock. So we bring them in from Belgium. We import them through Wisconsin. We sell nationwide. And the configuration you see here is pretty much what you need for tree work, landscaping, you name it. It's a very well-equipped machine with all functions in the joystick.
Okay. So you got buttons on the joystick for the grapple, right?
Right. So this is your grapple open and close here. This is your driving direction, forward, neutral, reverse.
Okay.
This is the telescopic boom. It's got a telescoping boom, so this shoots it in and out.
Is this the horn?
And this button right here, it switches your grapple open and close to rotating. I'm not sure what company.
So that's a Endor's Harbor supply over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty sweet people there. So this is a dual function. So if you had to rotate your grapple.
Yeah, this right here. So it switches your
hydraulic function.
Yeah, right.
So what does this button on the back do? I feel
that doesn't do anything.
Okay. So that's
all you need
right
here. Yeah. Okay. That's all you need.
And then these are backups if these buttons ever fail for some unknown reason. These are all your backups for these same functions.
Correct.
So these are, and then another thing, guys, this is a live hydraulic. This is all hydraulic. There's no computer running the hydraulics for you. So, or it's not electric over hydraulic. So when guys say, I could feel the machine, I could feel the lift, that's what they mean. But you can't feel electric sensors or solenoids. You can feel those.
Yeah.
I see another backup camera, or not backup camera, LED light.
Yep. This is your hydraulic tank right here.
Okay.
And this is going to be
That's a pretty thick tank too. I mean,
yeah,
that's not getting damaged if anything hits it. Yeah. And you got your hydraulic or your
this is
coolant.
This is the cooler right here. Pull this up. Lift the seat up.
Okay, so you lift the seat up.
It's a Kubota diesel 4-cylinder engine. So very, very accessible as far as warranty work goes.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this inside, guys. Like, you could change throttle cables out by hand from right here. You got, I'm not going to touch everything because we were just running it, but you can get into everything. And this is, most 25 horse Kubotas are 3-cylinder.
Correct.
This is a 4-cylinder. So what I'm assuming is it can handle more load without bogging down because you have a much larger motor. Versus, like, my Ditch Witch has a 3-cylinder, 25 horse. But when people understand the size of motor can carry that weight and inertia, so if you're going up a hill, I guarantee this thing's not going to bog as much as my Ditch Witch will.
It's got a good amount of torque.
Okay. Yeah. So then the boom is telescopic, which is cool because not even just in the tree industry, just in the landscape industry as well, if you need to drive up and you're doing a mulch job or a rock job, and there is a bush in here that normally you'd have to throw the stone down by a wheelbarrow or by shovel, you could boom over that bush or tree.
You could boom over that fence right there.
Oh yeah, you could boom over well, so that's a big thing in the tree industry. If you don't have to take down a fence, let's say the job's not that big.
Yeah.
You guys can pile all the brush on this side of the fence. You can boom over, grab it with a branch manager or TNA grapple, and pick it up, suck it in, over. We could do that on the ditch switch. It's very limited though. Like a fence this big, we couldn't do it really. Maybe it'd be tight. You'd have a good operator, but with something this big, I think any operator can figure that out.
Right. Yeah.
So then you got 2 sets of hydraulic hookups here, right?
Yep.
So is that going to be like the low flow and high flow, or are they just 2 different sets?
It's 2 different sets. So if you have a 4-hose grapple attachment,
okay.
Or if one set goes out, if you busted a coupler, you don't have to go through the shop.
Okay.
You just switch out.
So that's what that switch is up top. So this wouldn't be for like a stump grinder. This would be just 2 sets of.
It's just 2 sets of auxiliary hydraulics.
Okay, so this would be like a low flow.
Yeah, it's a low flow. It's definitely low flow. I would say 10 gallons.
Okay. I think my ditch switch is 9. So that's.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing to mention is it's got an MT style universal mount.
So that's a Bobcat mount,
correct.
Technically.
Yeah. Yes, it's got the MT style coupler and.
Do you guys sell adapters?
Yeah, we can.
Or you could probably just source an adapter from anyone, because
the thing is, you can pick up full-size attachments with this if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a lot of attachments have 4 sets of pinholes.
Well, I see you have it as well, and you also have a hole here. Is this to lock it in? Just
no, this I don't know what it is. It's meant to lift the attachments if needed.
Oh, okay.
It's the attachment itself.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Plus, we got it's hydraulically locking, so you're not messing around with pins.
You don't gotta jump off the machine. You just Okay.
So this right here, this is your 12-volt. It's a 12-volt 3-pin plug. And
Okay.
this is what that little button on the bottom of the joystick operates.
To switch the solenoid over.
Yeah. So if you have an electric over hydraulic valve block on the attachment itself,
on the attachment. Okay.
that switches it from opening and closing to rotate.
Guys, just look at everything's just steel.
Correct. Everything's steel.
He has counterweights on here, and then the thing I noticed, the only thing that isn't steel is like the steering wheel, I guess, and these buttons. But the throttle cable is steel. So
yeah, it's just
pedals are steel.
It's very straightforward.
Is this optional, or is this?
I mean, this is aftermarket. We put this on every loader.
Okay.
Yeah, just as an add-on.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Saw carrier, great company.
And how fast does it go? Because guys, this was pretty amazing on how fast these things go. He said
it's 12.5 miles an hour.
12.5.
Yeah.
So, for example, my ditch switch, I believe it goes 3.8 miles per hour. It might either 3.8 or 4.2. So this thing is triple. 4.8. Yeah, this thing's triple speed.
Definitely triple the speed of a mini skid steer.
The most mini skids. I think the bigger ones go like 4.5, maybe 5, but 12 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. So if you got a truck that you need to load down the road or down the driveway, you can go down there up and down pretty fast. So
well, you could forward brush. That's what we were talking, and I was like, well, I have a mini skid, but the thing is, we could keep the mini skid by the chipper and the trucks loading logs, while this thing could go just book it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just carrying material from a big backyard to a front yard. Yeah. So I'm going to jump on this. I'm going to give you the camera because I want to see how it drives and how it operates, because I want to test it out myself. So I just finished driving it around. It is really fast, and it turns really sharp. I actually didn't know if I could make that turn in one lane. So I could turn really sharp. And another thing I realized, guys, I probably did 3 or 4 U-turns in here, or just straight up like donuts, basically. And the only damage, this is soft out here, the only damage is actually from the treads themselves, not the scuffing or not tearing up the turf. It's actually just from the tread digging in. So, all right, Chris, what size models do you guys have? This is, you told me this is your biggest one you sell, the KM130.
Yeah, so it is February 2023 now, just for reference, because we do bring in newer models sometimes. Currently, this is our largest model, the 130. It's a 4,000-pound machine. We have one size down from this. It's the KM100. It's a 3,000-pound machine. And then we also have the KM85, which is a very small wheel loader. It's a 2,000-pound, 25-horse wheel loader. Starting with the KM85, that machine picks up about 1,500 pounds. It's priced at $36,000 currently. We have the KM100 Telly, which is comparable to this machine, but one size smaller. It's $44,500 for that one. This machine, as it sits right here, is $58,500.
Currently, with these prices.
Yeah.
Does that come with a bucket attachment or just the machine?
Yeah, sometimes we sometimes work in a deal where we can source you a bucket and a pallet for a good, good dollar amount.
Okay, yeah, throw it in with the deal.
The prices I just mentioned is for the machine only. So,
okay. Yeah, so he might be able to, basically, guys, he might be able to source you an attachment from one of his dealers or suppliers that might be able to strike up a deal for you.
Yeah, I'm a dealer for branch manager and TNA attachments as well. Those are very common attachments for the tree care industry, and yeah, so we have.
You're getting me my TNA grapple soon. Yep. So.
Yep. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I got a TNA grapple on order from him as well. So. I mean, that would be the best thing. On the wheel loaders, I think it's a good idea to get the powered grapples because they're so smooth, they don't jerk around as much. Like on a track loader, you can kind of kick it and it will kind of...
Yeah, I mean, opinions differ on that. Some guys, they love the knockaround grapple.
On these?
Yeah, on
okay.
These as well.
I've never ran a knockaround on... well, actually, I have. And actually, they weren't too bad because my buddy, he's got a small wheel loader and he uses just a knockaround. And it's actually not as... I take that back. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the knockaround grapple is you gotta master it.
You
gotta put a few hours on it to learn it. Once you have that mastery of that grapple, it's better than the grapple we see here, for example, which is like a horizontal, standard brush grapple.
Yeah.
So the knockaround grapple, yeah, for sure, it is a more versatile piece.
I think they're faster once you master them.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to wait for the hydraulics to turn. You just smack it. You know.
Yep. You learn to manipulate the knockaround grapple at some point.
Yep.
That grapple for tree care, in my opinion, is the most versatile piece of kit you can have.
Yeah, and you save yourself some money too with okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Thank you for taking your time out and let me drive this machine around a bunch and play with it and reach over the fence and go speed racing with it. So it's cool, guys. I like the speed of them because that is the one thing. We're always waiting for the skid steer. We're always waiting for the skid steer. Always waiting for the skid steer. That is the biggest thing in my business. Just the speed. We ordered another skid steer, but maybe one of these would alleviate that whole issue and just have one machine instead of two. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, and take care.